Hey everyone, today we're going to do a quickened walkthrough of how to do Middle Ages in Chrono Trigger. So when you first spawn, you'll spawn in this canyon here, out of that portal, fight through some guys, and I've actually abbreviated the storyline parts and we're just going to walk through the already defeated area so you can see it. So you're going to get here, and the first thing you're going to have to do is go visit the castle. Once you get to the castle, you have to go to a little area up top. You'll see the queen talk to you here, and then you'll go up to the room where the queen is staying, which is up over here on the right side. Once you've talked to the quote queen, you'll realize that it's Marley here, or Marl, however we say it, and she will poof out of existence. Once that's happened, you realize that obviously she wasn't the queen, she was descended from the queen, and you have to run over to the cathedral. If you don't do that first, the cathedral won't activate here, but you can find a little coral brooch in the middle of the ground there after you talk to the monster on the left there. Once you get the brooch, you can activate this organ here, and you can go through this area. Keynote, there's a bunch of little guys in here normally that will talk to you, and then one of them runs off and goes into this room back here, and there's a statue full of guys. Get you a little bit of treasure. It's worth checking out before you move on with the area, because treasure is good. Next note, you want to go to the left and pop into this cabinet here. That'll get you the Naga bromide. That will be useful when you talk to a little guy later, and it gets you a capsule to upgrade your characters. A little bit of treasure in that room. You'll fight your way through here. When you come up here, whatever set of steps you take will slide down, and there's spikes in the way there. To deactivate the spikes in the middle, hit the little skull, go around to the other side, hit the other little skull, and then go up the opposite stairs that aren't turned into a slide. Play the organ in the back here, and it will open the door in the back of the area. Once you go to the back of the area, you'll come out in place here. Make sure you save it, because you're going to have a big boss fight here. Fight the boss. I skipped that so it's faster. We want to get this in under 10 minutes, right? Full walkthrough. Fight the boss, Chancellor comes out, and then you save the queen. Hooray, everybody's happy. Once you've saved the queen and all that fun stuff, you are going to have to go back to the next area. Once you're in the next area, you go back to Truce Canyon, continue your storyline there. So, then you'll dump into Middle Ages Part 2. Part 2, you'll go to this bridge, it'll be beleaguered by enemies, and they'll say, oh, we need supplies. So then you run to the castle. Once you're in the castle, you'll talk to the cook down here to get the supplies. So, you talk to the cook, get the supplies, he hands them to you right here when you're trying to walk out. Take the supplies to the troops, and then you will get to kung fu your way across this bridge. So fight, fight, fight. I've already done this for the sake of time. I want to get this whole walkthrough under 10 minutes, right? And then another note, you go into the house over here, this residence. This guy will take the Naga bromide you procured earlier and open that little drawer for you. Next, we're going to run over here. If you notice, you go to the end, the little Tomas guy will be there. He's the explorer, he finds things. If you want to talk to him, you can. Once you go over here, you're going to go to the woods, and this is where you're going to talk to the frog. By the way, that little new I just saw, he randomly spawns. You'll want to remember that for later after you visit 12,000 BC, because it will be relevant, because those guys give you stuff later. So, Tata's here, because this already happened for me. You talk to the froggy, then you go to the mountains here. Once you get up to this little walkway here, Tata will run out screaming, like, oh my gosh, there's monsters, I didn't know. Then you fight your way through the mountain. I'm going to show you a little bit of the mountain for the key points, but I'm not going to go all the way to the top because we don't need to do that. Again, under 10 minutes is our goal. So, these guys, weaker to magic, super weak to fire, the ones with the hammer. So you usually want to bring Luca with you unless you're further along in the story and everything, because you can torch their hammers and they turn into the normal guys without the hammers, and they're a lot easier to kill. So zap zap, because they take hardly any damage. And moving along, make sure you get your treasures here and point those out along the way. There is an important treasure to get here. Oh, this guy throwing stones. Later, when you can have somebody else in the front of your party, like the frog, you stand there and let that guy pelt the frog with stones, and he will catch one of the stones eventually, and you'll get an item. But he has to be the lead of the party, which can't happen till later in the game. You fight your way through here. On this part here, there's a waterfall. If you fall down the right side, you're only get one of the treasures. If you fall down the left side, you can get them both. If you miss, you can come back around and do it again. So fall down the left side, and in here you will get this little item, the silver stud. Decreases magic consumption by 50%. Very important item to have, very useful as you go through the game. You can circle back around, and you'll get to go to the top of the mountain, which I'm not going to go all the way to the top because it's pretty self-explanatory once you get past this part. Another note, there's a little monster in the next area that's looking out at the mountains. Talk to him a bunch of times. He'll give you a capsule if you talk to him a bunch of times in a row. It looks kind of like this scenery, but there's a monster standing there you can talk to. So, we're going to leave this mountain. Now that you have the general idea, you will fight a boss at the top. It's not really a boss guide, it's more of a how to move through the story when you're stuck guide. So, roll through past the guy throwing the rocks. Remember him for later when you can put the frog at the front of your party, or Glenn if you will. And then we are going to show you the next spot to go to. So after you get this and defeat the top of the mountain here, you're going to have a piece of the Masamune. Once you have a piece of the Masamune, you can get the other piece of the Masamune, and don't forget the treasure there, and combine it with some Dreamstone, and that will be the next part of the story. So to get the second part of the Masamune, you go talk to the frog again, and you go up there, and there will be a little treasure that he has behind him after you talk to him that'll shine. That's where you get the other piece of the Masamune. Then you'll go back to the canyon, you'll go to the prehistoric zone, which we're not showing because this is a Middle Ages walkthrough. Once you go back to the prehistoric zone, you'll get the Dreamstone. You take it all to Melkor in Medina Village in 1000 AD. He fixes up your Masamune. Then you can come talk to the frog again, and then he'll join you. Once he joins you, you can go to this cave to the right here, and you can then open the cave. Once you open the cave, you can go do the Fiend Lord's castle. Note, go back to the end of time with the frog and get him some magic. That's important. And thanks, and hope you enjoy the video.